Hello Stamper, welcome to Frenchie's video. I'm Franz Martin, independent demonstrator with Stampin'Up, and today it's a little bit of a repeat from a live card that I did on Facebook, and it's so gorgeous that I wanted to do it again. So let's get started. This time, this was on the 4x6 in the Memory and More card. This time I'm going to do it on the regular size card. So let's get started with our embossing, and I just move one, here it is. So for the background, the one that do like the water view here, that is the birch background. Yes, the birch for the ocean. I just love, oops, already up. I just love the look of that. So I'm using a piece of watercolor paper. This is the new watercolor paper that I absolutely love. Measure 4. Oh, I'm sorry, the long way. It's 5 1/4 by 4. Now let's stamp this with Versamark. And you see here on the birch, you get a big spot. If I share with you over here, this part here, that's where I want to put the lighthouse. So first thing, I'm going to come here, ink this with my Versamark. And voila. Do I have a scrappy paper? One second. Let me reach another scrappy paper here. Here we go. Now, I'm going to stamp this, and that part, I want it about the bottom here. So I'm going to go here. It doesn't matter if it's all the way straight, because it's the ocean, right? So it can be off a bit. Now I'm going to remove this. Let's hope that I get enough ink there. Look like it. Now I'm just going to ink the top here. Well, a bit sideways there. And then I'm going to go about where, so about this way. Even if they overlap, that's okay. I'm going to stamp that there. Now we're going to use clear. Well, I had used clear embossing powder. This time I got white. So we're going to use white embossing powder because that's what I got here. Clear or white, it don't matter. And we're going to emboss this. It's hard to see the white on white. You're going to see in a second here. Now I'm going to take this, put that over here. Make sure I get all my waves. I know it's birch, but for me it looked like wave. We're going to use our embossing tool, and we're going to emboss this. And then we're going to use, it's quite a bit in this different tip. We're going to use the new pigment crystal. It's like what we used to call the brusho, but it's come in the Stampin'Up colors. Okay, this seems enough. So now that we got all that, oh, that's not quite embossed there. One second, I see a portion here. You want to make sure that it's all melted. And on watercolor paper, it seems to take a little bit longer to emboss. Here we go. So now that we got, oops. Get that all embossed. We're going to take our spritzer with water in it. Let me put this way. And we're going to spritz this. Well, let me show you the pigment sprinkle first. So it comes 6 little jar for $23. And you get the gorgeous grape, mango, green apple, Granny Apple Green, Melon Mambo, Bermuda Bay, and Daffodil. We're using the Bermuda Bay. Those little jars are so cute. Okay, let's spritz water. And really, where I want to put, it's about 3/4 up. So this, you don't have to poke holes. It's already there. You just open this. It's just like a shaker, and little bit go a long way. So just add, when I say a little bit, here we go. That is way plenty. Now I'm going to use my brush. I had a brush with water in it. Here we go. And I'm looking, I didn't bring my rag. Here we go. Sorry about that. Okay, now I'm going to go ahead, put my finger there, and just wash this here. And the reason why I put the sprinkler there, I could have put it on like a container or a clear block and then wipe it, but then I wanted to have more vibrant, and then I wanted to run this down, and then I'm going to have it coming down a bit. So, and I'm going to add more, but you're going to see that add quite a bit. Now you see where all the white spot there, that is where that it's embossed. So you know what, I think I can finish this way here. I just want lighter as it come down. Okay, let me, so I'm just taking a rag here, and this one it's wet. I had rinsed it and it looked dirty, it's just stained. Let me add a little bit darker at the top. Here we go, and then just coming down a bit. Here we go. Okay, now we have to let that dry. So while this dry, you can always use the heat tool. It's just when you use the heat tool, see, it want to spread, but this is pretty good because it's not, we remove quite a bit of the water. I don't want to take a towel and dab it because that takes too much of the colors. You're going to see it's some pink, yellow there. It's just in the pigment. And then you can always dry the back. See it start curling? When you turn it back, it's going to stop the curling. You can miss the back. It's going to keep it more straight also. We're going to leave that right here like that. I'm going to share with you how to do the lighthouse. And let me pull my lighthouse here while I had it. Here we go. So I already die cut it, and that's from Sailing Home. I already die cut it, but I like to leave it there to color. And what I color it with, I use the cherry cobbler, and I just gonna do a little bit of cherry cobbler there, and then I'm gonna use Daffodil Delight, and I'm gonna do the other part there. So that gives me my palette, put it that way. Now I'm gonna use the aqua painter. And I like to do the light first. So where it's the window, I like to put the yellow there. And right here. Usually I would let that dry so it don't mix the color. One more color that I did use though, it was the gray granite. I did the roof with this. So I'm just going to add a little bit of gray granite there. And maybe on the railing right here. Okay, now it's going to be the cherry cobbler. And I'm going to go right here. So when you use a palette like that, or the ink, it makes it very easy. You don't have to squeeze that, whatever it's called, the ink pad. Especially the new one are hard to squeeze. So this is very simple. Now I'm going to put that all the way here. I see I went a bit on the side there. That's okay. I'm just going to wipe this. Sometimes it's better not to touch when it's wet. And then I'm going to go right at, this part right here. Here we go. And that, I should have said, that I stamped that with Versamark and emboss it with black embossing powder. And I'm going to go just a little bit lower here. I'm going to stop right here. Here we go. Just decide if you want, maybe you want to color the whole thing. I thought two tones like that. It's a lot of lighthouse that I seen in my travel thing that are two-tone. A lot of red, a lot of reds, a lot of black and white lighthouse too. Lots of it. Here we go. Now I'm going to come here. If you want to put darker, you want to let it dry a little bit and then come back. So now we're going to let this dry, and then I'm going to share with you how to finish the card. Okay. I use, not StazOn, but I use blends to do my sand, and you will understand a little bit. So I'm just going to come here. I could have used watercolor, but you will understand why I use this. So this is the soft suede, but really I had used crumb cake. I don't know why I grabbed that. I'm going to come back with the light crumb cake, and that's going to change the color a little bit, because it's kind of dark because I grabbed the wrong one. I'm going to use my lifter and lift a bit of the colors. Here we go. Okay, let's remove this. Voila. And you see where the red is? You can always take your brush and light that up. So what I do, you're going to put that red, wet that. Then you're going to take your rag and just wipe there. So it take a bit, but really it don't bother me there. Okay, so that is done. And you're going to ask me how to wash that. That is simple. Just take a rag and boom. Okay, let me remove this. That's still wet. Now, let's bring this here. We're going to set it a little bit more because it's not all the way dry. I would make sure that it would be dry completely though before I start attaching it and so on. Okay, so this part here, that's where I say it's like the rocky, the sand where the lighthouse is. So we're going to start with the light. And the reason why I say stamping blend, it's because where it's embossed, it's going to take it. If not, it would stay white if you use inked watercolor. Because where it's embossed, it wouldn't absorb the ink. But the blends, it will. So I'm just going to color this. So I just go right at the top and I start with the light. And then I'm going to go with the darker. Here we go. See? Now it absorbs. See, the light one, it was art. I'm going to do the dark. Where is the white there? And it looked like it's more the wet sand. Here we go. See how that changed the look completely. Now I'm going to take my aqua painter and I'm going to bring this down a little bit now. So take this, just bring your water down. Et voila. So now I get where like it's the bank or where the lighthouse is. I will not mount that together because it's still damp a bit, but I'm going to share with you. This time I'm going to put it on the black. We're going to put that right at the top, and you see it's a bit darker than this one. If you find it too dark, you can always take your aqua painter and see how you light that up. Just brush more. but I like it the way it is. So I'm going to leave it that way. If you want the birds, you're going to use Stays On. And the reason why I'm going to use Stays On, it's because it's you want it on top of the wave. If not, it would look like the birds are under the wave, right? So I'm going to take the Stays On. I'm going to put my, where it's going to be about. See how it go perfect now? And I can add a bit of more sand here. So to add more sand, because it looked like I cut it too quick there, I can take this and go this way. Now it look more like a slope. I think it's not such a bank. And if the soft suede, it's not dark enough, you can always use the crumb cake, you can use the soft suede also. Mix those two colors together. See? Boom. That look even better. It looked like the water went there. That is perfect. You get kind of the cliff. Here we go. Now, back to the birds. It's still damp, but I can stamp with Stays On, I think. And I'm going to put that right about here. Voila. Here we go. And I didn't put absolutely no grading on the outside. I didn't want to take away from the beauty of this. This looks so good, like the cliff. So I will mount that till, because it's still humid to mount, but it's going to be on the black. Another thing that I did, I used the Bermuda Bay, and I did inside just the bottom. So just with the foam brayer, so you want to go up, keep on, don't go just back and forth, because you're just going to have partial of the hang. Keep on rolling, and then just at the bottom there. And then what I done, I took the sailboat and stamped inside in the gray. Another thing, I did a video last week to share how to do the vellum. I'm looking for them. The vellum, where is it? Sailboat. Uh-oh, gonna have to look for that. Let me, I thought I had it right here, so let me check, because I thought that would be cute to put a sailboat there. Here it is. It's one right here. So when I mount this, come here, this, I'm going to put a sailboat there. Or maybe I'm going to put two sailboats. So I'm going to see how it turn out. And here's a big one here. Or maybe I'm going to put two small ones. Here we go, 3 objects. That's perfect. So I'm going to attach the video of how I done the sailboat on the vellum. I'm going to have that attached at the end of this video. And also visit my blog at FrenchieStamps.com. And I'm going to share those 2 cards, share the measurement, and all the supplies that I use to make them. Till next time, happy stamping and have a lovely day. Bye-bye for now.